"You're late," I whispered, my eyes fixed on the wedding door. "I'm sorry, love. I had to stop by the registry office. It took ages." My husband, William, held up the register as he walked towards me, his face pale. "It's all right. You're here now. Come on." I took his hand and we walked into the room together. It was packed. All my family and friends were there, even my ex, Edward. I hadn't seen him in 5 years, not since he'd left me at the altar on my 21st birthday. He'd moved away soon after that, leaving me devastated and alone. I never thought I'd see him again, let alone at my wedding. He looked different, older, but those dark, stormy eyes were still the same. I felt a pull in my stomach, a mix of fear and excitement. Why had he come? What did he want? We made it to the other side, just as they announced the bride. My dad walked me down the aisle. I felt his hand tighten on mine. He knew how I felt about Edward. He'd always hated him. My heart pounded in my chest as I approached the altar. I could hear gasps and murmurs from the crowd. They saw him too. Then I saw something that made me freeze. Edward wasn't alone. Beside him stood a woman with fiery red hair, a woman who looked a lot like me. My blood ran cold. Was this the reason he'd come? Had he brought someone else to my wedding to replace me? My whole body shook with suppressed sobs. I wanted to run, to hide, but I couldn't. Dad squeezed my hand. "It's okay," he mouthed. "Just breathe." His eyes met mine, filled with understanding and compassion. But it was too late. Everyone had noticed Edward. People began to leave their seats, talking in hushed voices. The bride froze as she reached the altar. This was my moment. My big day. The day I dreamed of since I was a little girl. Now it was turning into a nightmare. I couldn't go on. Not with Edward here. Not with this woman. "Stop the music," I whispered to the pianist. He looked at me, surprised, then nodded and stopped playing. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice cracking. "I can't marry William today." A wave of shock and confusion rippled through the crowd. Some people gasped, others whispered, but no one said a word. No one dared to speak. The silence was deafening. William looked at me, his face a mixture of confusion and hurt. "What are you doing, Catherine?" he asked. "This is our wedding day." "I know," I replied, tears streaming down my face. "But I can't do this. I'm so sorry." I turned to look for my dad, but he'd disappeared. Where was he? Did he understand? Did he know why I couldn't go on? Then I heard a deep voice cut through the tension. "Catherine, what the hell are you doing?" It was Edward. He stepped forward, his eyes blazing with anger. "Don't you think this is ridiculous? All of this is ridiculous." Before I could respond, he turned to William, his voice softening slightly. "William, I apologize for crashing your wedding. I didn't mean any harm." He then turned back to me, his expression softening. "Catherine, we need to talk." He reached out for me, but I flinched away. "Don't touch me," I whispered, my body trembling. He sighed and dropped his hand. All right. I won't force you, but please, Catherine, just listen to me." I hesitated, torn between William and Edward, between the life I planned and the unexpected arrival of my past. Suddenly, my dad reappeared, his face grim. "That's enough," he said, his voice booming. "Get out of here, Edward. You'll never come back." "Dad," I whispered, reaching out to him, but he ignored me. He was focused on Edward. "You're not welcome here. Leave now." Edward looked taken aback, but he didn't argue. Instead, he nodded curtly and turned to leave. As he passed by, he glanced back at me, his eyes pleading. Then, just as he reached the door, William stepped forward. "Edward, wait." We all turned to look at William. He seemed different, more serious. "There are some things you should know," he said quietly. "Things that would shock Catherine. Things that would change everything." I felt a chill run down my spine. What did he know? About what? William turned to me, his eyes filled with sadness. Catherine, I'm sorry. I should have told you this before, but I didn't know how. He paused, taking a deep breath. Edward isn't the man you think he is. He's not just some ordinary guy. He's an agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. My jaw dropped. What? William nodded slowly. He came here today to tell you something important. Something you need to know. Before I could ask what he meant, Edward turned and faced us, his expression grim. Catherine, I'm here on official business, he said, showing me his badge. I need to ask you some questions about your former partner, William Hayes. My whole world seemed to crumble around me. William, my fiancé, the man I was supposed to marry, was a federal agent. And Edward, my ex, the man I'd rejected, was here to investigate him. How could I have been so blind? What did William do, and why was the FBI involved?